Okay, I'm back. I'm here to continue where we left off. Um, Last, I was talking about noises in buildings. Um, Today, I like to continue talking about buildings and such. But most importantly, I like to bring up safety. I'm a big safety guy. There's one thing you ghost hunters have to realize, and one thing you guys have to learn while doing ghost hunting. When you guys go into these old buildings, you guys got to take something into account and learn that word account very well because I'll be using it quite a lot. You've got things like asbestos in these old buildings and lead, things that can harm your health wise. These things can really affect your health wise. You guys have to get yourself familiarized with asbestos and lead. If you're going to do ghost hunting and you're going to be going into these dingy, dusty, run-down buildings, you guys, please, please learn all there is to know about asbestos and lead because it can affect you. My advice is when you go into these buildings, wear a mask, wear a protective mask. If anything, think about safety. Think about your safety, about your health. Things like that are very, very important. Ghost hunting is fun, but at the same time, you guys want to be able to protect your health. Yes, you guys know what EVP is. Those that don't stands for electronic voice phenomenon. EMFs, electromagnetics. EMS can pretty much be taken care of. You shut your power down. As I said on my previous video, you go outside the building, shut the breaker down of the house, completely cut the power off, completely off for the whole building, and then just go in there and flip the switch on. Make sure that because sometimes power lingers even after you shut it down, so you want to make sure that power is completely gone. You still have there again. You still have water, copper. You, I mean, you're an energy source. You're like a conductor, especially it's like a magnet rotating around copper wire. I mean, come on, you're gonna get you pretty much are affected the same way. So you guys take things like that into account. It looks like somebody's car is going off their horn. We do know it's not a ghost. Uh, I've seen a few things uh, in ghost hunting, some of the ghost hunting things out there. One of them is the flashlight bit, to where they take the flashlight and they barely shut it down and they set it to the side and they say, hey, they ask the ghost to be here, turn the light on. And eventually the light comes on. Well, that doesn't work because what you're doing there is that you're barely making contact. Okay? The light's going to turn on. It is. It's no ghost. There's no ghost turning it on. That bit just doesn't work. Um, Also, ghosts can pretty much be anywhere. You don't necessarily have to turn lights off in a building. You don't. I mean, you can find ghosts even with your lights off on a building. But if you guys want to make it more creepy, more interesting, you can turn your lights off. It's more for TV and effect. To me, it's like visual effects. You just turn the lights off. Ghosts are ghosts. If you're gonna have paranormal, you're gonna have paranormal even when your lights are on. Because as I said before, I lived in a house that had paranormal, and things that I used to hear in that house happen in pure daylight, bright daylight. I mean, it didn't have to be dark outside. I didn't have to have lights off. Paranormal, if it's paranormal, it's gonna happen. Whether the lights are on or the lights are off, it's gonna happen. Um, If you're going to do some paranormal investigation, do two things. If you're going to do it with your lights off, turn your lights on. But also, do it with the lights on. That's a bit of advice. I'm going to kind of get a little bit on the fun side here. Just questions that I've had over my head. Uh, it's like sometimes when I hear these ghost hunters asking questions to the ghosts, I kind of chuckle at that because, I mean, these are entities. I mean, one thing that I can't understand is, I mean, there's no more body. I mean, how can they hear when they don't have a body? How can they speak when they don't have a body? Same thing when they say they have these spirits that have clothes on. There again, why would a ghost need clothes? They don't have a body. I mean, why would they really have to have clothes? These are things that I myself, I mean, I've seen pictures and all kinds of stuff, you know, but that's some research I still have to get finished doing. Um, Also, there was one on the paranormal where I heard some real creepy sounds, almost sound like a woman screaming or a girl screaming. There again, take to account that there's going to be animals in these old buildings. The sounds that I heard could be from a cat. I'm a big cat lover, and I've heard some cats make some of the creepiest sounds, especially when a cat's in heat. I mean, when they want to get the groove on, they're gonna make some real weird sounds. Keep that in mind. You know, you have to distinguish what kind of sound is from what. There's a lot of animals out there, especially during the night. It could be an owl. It could be making the sounds. It could be a cat. There's some birds out there that make some weird sounds. So take that into consideration. Um, Make sure that you debunk everything properly. I mean, if you've covered every single basis, from electrical, from animals to noises, you know, paranormal is going to happen. Paranormal is like a UFO. UFO, unidentified flying object. You don't know what it is. That's why it's a UFO. Paranormal is something you can't really identify. I mean, you've done your research and then you try to figure out what that was. Then okay, then the possibilities are paranormal. It's like I was saying, when we used to hear at our home, we used to hear dishes, I mean, literally breaking in the kitchen, and you go there and you don't see no dishes. I mean, there's nothing. That's paranormal. Or when you have doors opening mysteriously, you know, your cabinets in the kitchen, everything is open. You have no reason why. You don't know why. That's paranormal. Uh, Also, take in mind that when you're walking through these old buildings, unless it's concrete out there, and you're walking on old wooden floors, take into account that every step that you take, that's a wooden floor. I mean, when you're on one side, that vibration, the step of the impact that you hit of your foot onto that wooden plank is going to cause a lot of vibrations. It's almost like an earthquake. Set something off through that building. Keep that in mind. But I will stop this right here, and we will continue again later. So you guys enjoy your paranormal investigation.